Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Tea Time Tuesday, Legacy Builders. Welcome, come on in. Let me see, Facebook has done some new things, and I now need to make sure that my community can see me and logged on. And as I suspected, let's see, let's check the community. Something interesting is happening here. So let me just check on this for a moment. All right. Meantime, hello, Instagram. I see you. And I am all right. Come on in, Facebook community. Let's hope. All right, come on. Well, you know what? This is new. We're going to work through this. I'm not sure if I can be seen yet in the community, but we're going to do our best, and we're going to keep this going. All right. Let me know here. This is how we do. Okay, Facebook community. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, if we're good. I don't think the connection also seems to be a bit of an issue, but we're going to keep this going. And hopefully you can connect with me, but put in the chat. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Because again, I'm not able to see a lot of the things now that they've done something new here on Facebook. And these things are always changing, they're always shifting, and we have to pivot with it. That's just the way it is. See how this goes. All right. All right. In the meantime, we'll keep it going. 1 second. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Yeah. All right. Here we are. All right. Well, hopefully the community will be able to eventually and see this message. I'm saddened that, again, this shift in Facebook occurred and that we're not able to communicate. So if you are putting anything in the chat, unfortunately, I can't see it. And we're going to keep it rolling for the next time. We're going to keep that going. There's my dad on Instagram. Hey, Dad. All right. So I'm going to assume some of you are there. Good morning once again. And, let me know in the chat what you're drinking, tea, coffee, water, whatever your beverage of choice is. Hopefully I can go back and see your comments, see what you put in the chat. But in the meantime, just want you to come in. And if you're watching the replay, I'm glad you're here. So I am a behavioral financial advisor, and I, along with Mark Mullen, are the co-founders of Legacy Builder Group, where we help families achieve financial certainty and create impactful generational legacy wealth. So let's get started as we get going here. All right, 1 second. All right, so let's get started with our conversation for today. That's what we're talking about. So this past weekend, and this is where this conversation is coming from. This past weekend, my family and I hosted a baby shower for my daughter, my son-in-law, and my soon-to-be grandson. I'm excited about being is an understatement. I am beyond excited to welcome my new grandson. And it's something that I cherish, that I'm truly looking forward to. Oh goodness, sorry guys, I'm seeing the issue is still going on here and they cannot see it. Okay, 1 second. All right, I'm pausing one moment before my future grandson let me Make sure my people can see me. All right, here. Okay. Pin. All right. All right. They're probably gonna have to do a playback at this point. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back. I'm back, Instagram. Thank you for your patience. Everywhere I'm streaming, YouTube, LinkedIn. Thank you for your patience as we get through this Facebook drama going on here. Um, I want to just make sure that all my people did and that we can be seen. All right, let's just do this. You know, you can control the things you can't. You got to let go of the things you cannot control. All right. But Facebook, you're seeing me. I mean, Instagram, you're with me. So we're going to do this together. All right. Okay. So, as I was saying, yes, I was talking about my excitement about being a grandmother. Yes, coming up soon in May, I'm going to have my first grandchild, and I'm very excited. And here's the thing, as I navigate through this journey to Grandmaville, as I call it, one of the comments that I hear regularly and that I've heard so often with other soon-to-be grandparents is this. I hear people say, "I know you are going to spoil that grandchild," right? There's like this badge of honor that comes with being a grandparent and the ability to spoil our grandchildren. You know, we hear it. We hear the jokes about spoiling the grandkids and then sending them back to their parents like with them. And like I think it's like a little payback for all the trouble that maybe our kids gave us. Um, it's just a thing. It's a joke. Some people are serious about spoiling their grandkids. I mean, am I the only one that's aware of that or hears that? Let me know. Instagram, wherever you're seeing me right now, the replay on Facebook. Is this something that you're familiar with? You hear about, oh, it's this badge of honor of grandparents spoiling their grandkids, right? Well, today I want to set the record straight. I have no intention of spoiling my grandchildren. No intention. And here's why. Good morning, Sheila. So glad you were able to find the stream in okay, you were able to go onto YouTube to find it. Thank you, Sheila. So glad you were able to find the stream. And welcome. So, here's why I have no intention of spoiling my grandchildren. As legacy builders and as a legacy builder myself, we are all in this community. And in this community, there's no language that there's no way we should be able to identify with this. So I'll put it this way, as a legacy builder, like we all are in this community, the whole spoiling your grandchildren thing is no longer a language that we should identify with. And what I mean by that is when I looked up the words definitions there, and when I looked through all of them, all but one were simply not favorable. I would say all honestly, I gave one the benefit of the doubt, but none of the definitions um, of of spoil were favorable. So here, I'll give you one definition, and that is to harm the character of someone, especially a child, by being too lenient or indulgent. So to harm the character of someone, especially a child, by being too lenient or indulgent. So I'm going to make it clear. I have no intention of harming my grandchild's character. So in this Raising Successors edition of Tea Time Tuesday, Let me do. Let me make this clear. Building legacy wealth requires intentional efforts that often work opposite to social norms. Let me say that again. Building legacy wealth requires intentional effort that often works opposite to social norms. So while the average grandparent is not consciously making a decision to harm their grandchild's character, it's not that they're trying to, it's the lack of intentional preparation that can consciously take you down that path. The lack of intentional preparation. So again, we're not trying to put it down, not knowing, but not knowing is no longer an excuse. When it comes to building multi-generational legacy wealth, there are important preparational efforts that absolutely must be considered. And if you look at the definition of preparation, and I looked at preparation, and preparation is the action of process of making ready or being made ready to use for use of consideration. So let me say that again. Preparation is the action or process of making ready or being made ready for use or consideration. Now, it was kind of crazy when I read that because we took a deep dive into consideration, right? Into understanding what consideration is. We went deep into that. So if you missed it, I encourage you to watch the playback. Go back and watch the what we talked about, because it was a very important conversation. So last week we learned that consideration is conscious and careful thought. That's a nutshell. The simple way to define consideration is conscious and careful thought. Now, follow it, stay with me here and follow me. Now, if preparation is, is the action of or process of making ready or being made ready for use or consideration, then we can see that preparation, getting ready, is being made ready for consideration. Or, in other words, being made ready for conscious and careful thought. Preparation is being made ready for conscious and careful thought. And you're going to have to go back and watch this again because it's a lot that I just put in there, but I really want you and preparation. Go back and watch it and make note of what we're talking about here. Being made ready is being ready so you don't have to get ready. And we're familiar with that saying, right? It's like stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So what we're talking about here is being ready so you don't have to get ready. That's right. Thank you, legacy builders, who are finding me on Instagram because Facebook's not cooperated. Hey, hello there, Francesca, Mark. I see you. Hey there, Kim, Danielle. Can't wait to go back through. Yes, thank you for catching me here on Instagram, and definitely catch the replay. So we are talking about being made ready so you don't have to get ready. So pay attention to this. Every time you tune in to Tea Time Tuesday, you are being made ready. Every class that you attend that Mark and I host, you are being made ready. Every time you tap into making an effort to align your behavior with your values, you are being made ready. Are you understanding what I'm talking about here? staying ready, being made ready. You are being made ready to sustain the legacy wealth that you are building for multiple generations. If that is the case, why on earth would I harm the character of my grandchild when I am part of a community that is raising a successor? You hear what I'm saying here? We are part of a community that are raising successors. There is careful thought and preparation that must be as legacy builders and legacy leaders are preparing a way as a generation in preparation. Understand that, because with that being the case, we are preparing our language, our actions, we are preparing our life in such a way that will only benefit the next generation, not harm their character, but benefit the next generation. I see, yes, Sheila, be ready on purpose is preparation. Absolutely. We are staying ready so we don't have to get ready. We are being made ready because if we're dead serious about the things that we are doing here, then we can't help, and the next generation can't help but glean from it because these legacy building a consistent conversation within our family cultures, consistent conversations within our family culture. And that's what we're building. Example, you know, when my kids were growing up within our family culture, we had a family culture of entrepreneurship, of course, among other things. But one of the strong, as when we're talking about legacy building and since business ownership and entrepreneurship is one of the key components in building multi-generational wealth versus just generational wealth. Entrepreneurship was a strong part of our family culture. So consistent conversations about it was the thing that was constantly talked about in our family on a regular day, regular conversation. My kids did not identify with conversations that other people were having around lack of family support as they became entrepreneurs. And you see this, and maybe you've experienced it. You've stepped out into business ownership, entrepreneurship, and you're just noticing like you're desiring the support from your family, maybe that you're just not getting. So this is not something that my kids grew up understanding or dealing with. So I say that because they did not grow up in a world that was restricted to a job. Now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 a career. I'm making a point here that, if you choose that, you choose to work in a career and a job that you love and that benefits you, that's for you. I celebrate that. As long as we talk about in this community, you're not you don't feel that that's all you can do. You're not desiring something else. But excuse me, you're not desiring something else. Let me sip my tea. So as long as you're not desiring something else, you're not desiring an entrepreneurial endeavor, but are restricting yourself. Because in the case of my children, they did not grow up in a world that restricted them to the job, but instead they had the freedom to be a job creator. They were given the intellectual assets, the knowledge, the resources, the experiences, and the mentality to be job creators. And that's just one of the elements, again, that happened because of the conversations, the culture that we built. So, as legacy builders and as legacy leaders, we need to be mindful and conscious, taking consistent and conscious thought about the culture that we're building for the next generation. So I encourage you as I wrap this up, legacy builders, and as you catch the replay for those who couldn't catch it live because of Facebook, I encourage you to remember that you are being made ready for a purpose that requires conscious and careful thought. Whether you are a grandparent, whether you are a parent, an auntie, an uncle, or a mentor, there is an entire generation that requires our legacy leadership. Continue to tap into this, continue to tap into this community, and let's continue to build and continue to be a generation in preparation. Thank you for joining me for another Tea Time Tuesday. I want to remind everyone that for the month of April, again, for Financial Literacy Month, I am offering a free coaching session, value assessment with me. It ends at the end of this month. So please take advantage of it. That I can I will drop the link in the chat. Make sure that you do take advantage of it until the end of the month. So remember, you're going to, once we close up and get everything resolved. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for finding me on Instagram, for finding me on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you found me and could connect with me. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. As a new grandmother, you type children are successors, and it's our responsibility to prepare them and spoil them. Spoiling them does the opposite because it develops an attitude of entitlement. Come on now, let's end with that one. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And remember to operate with the intention as you develop the behavior to build your legacy. I will see you the next Tea Time Tuesday. Thank you for joining me.